Alright everyone, welcome back. If you're serious about becoming a Java developer, whether for projects, internships, or job interviews, file handling is something you must master. Why? Because in real-world applications, your code won't live in isolation. It will need to store data, generate logs, or save reports. And writing files is one of the most common, foundational skills in that process. In this lesson, we're going to write files in Java using one of the simplest and most beginner-friendly tools available, the FileWriter class. There are several ways to write files in Java, some more advanced than others. But today, we'll start with the method that gives you the clearest foundation to build on. Section 1, Understanding your options. After doing a bit of digging, I came across 4 popular ways to write files in Java. Each one has its own strength, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. FileWriter, perfect for writing small to medium-sized text files, simple and straightforward. BufferedWriter, a better option if you need higher performance for larger amounts of text. PrintWriter, ideal when writing structured data like reports or logs. File output stream, best suited for binary files like images, audio, or video. For this lesson, we're going to focus entirely on FileWriter. This is the most beginner-friendly approach and will help you get comfortable with how file writing works in Java. Once you understand this, moving to the others will be much easier. Section 2, Basic File Writing with FileWriter. Let's start coding. The first thing we need is a FileWriter object. We'll create it like this. File. Writer equals new FileWriter test.txt. Here, test.txt is the name of the file we want to create. If the file doesn't already exist, Java will create it for us. By default, this file will appear in your source folder unless you specify a full file path. Now, when we work with reading or writing files, things can go wrong. Maybe the file path is incorrect, or the disk is full, or the program doesn't have permission. Because of that, Java considers file I/O dangerous code. That means we need to wrap it in a try-catch block to handle potential exceptions safely. Here's what it looks like. Try, FileWriter equals new FileWriter test.txt. Writer.write I like pizza, system.out.println file has been written. Catch, IOException system.out.println could not write file. Notice something important here, we placed our FileWriter object inside parentheses right after the try statement. This is called a try with resources block, and it's a best practice because Java automatically closes the writer for us when we're done. Section 3, Working with File Paths. By default, this file appears in your project's source folder. But what if you want to save it somewhere else, like your desktop or a specific directory? Easy. Instead of just writing test.txt, we can use an absolute file path. For example, string file path equals c:\users\yourname\desktop\test.txt. FileWriter equals new FileWriter file path. Notice the double backslashes. That's important because in Java, a single backslash is used for escape sequences like \n for new lines. So if you forget the double slashes, Java might misinterpret your path. Once we run this, the file will be created exactly at that location. And if we make a mistake in the path, like a typo in the folder name, Java will throw an exception. That's why our catch block exists. If the path is wrong, we'll see. Could not write file. Section 4, Handling Specific Exceptions. While a general I/O exception works, it's best practice to handle specific exceptions first. For example, if the file path can't be found, we can catch a file not found exception like this. Catch, file not found exception system.out.println could not locate file location. Catch, IOException system.out.println could not write file. This gives us more control and clearer error messages, which makes debugging much easier, especially in larger projects. Section 5, Better Organization with Variables. To keep our code cleaner, we can store file paths and content in variables instead of hard-coding strings everywhere. For example, string file path equals c:\users\yourname\desktop\test.txt. String text content equals I like pizza. It's really good. Try, FileWriter equals new FileWriter file path. Writer.write text content, system.out.println file has been written. Catch, file not found exception system.out.println could not locate file location. Catch, IOException System.out.println could not write file. This approach is not only more organized, but it also makes it easier to change or reuse values later. Section 6, Writing multi-line text. But what if your text isn't just one line? What if it's a paragraph, or even a short poem? That's where Java's text blocks come in handy. Instead of a single string, we can use triple-double quotes to create a multi-line string. String text content equals roses are red, violets are blue, booty 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 rockin' everywhere. This makes it super easy to write multiple lines to a file without worrying about \n characters or messy string concatenation. Run the program again, and Java writes the entire poem to the file, line by line, exactly as you typed it. Section 7, Recap and Real-World Use Case. Let's recap what we've done here. We created a file using FileWriter. We wrote text content into it. We used try with resources to handle exceptions safely. We learned how to work with absolute file paths. We handled both general and specific exceptions. We organized our code with variables. And we even wrote multi-line text to make our code cleaner. Now imagine this skill in the real world. Generating daily logs for your application. Writing user input to data files. Exporting reports directly from your program. These are exactly the kinds of tasks that show up in real developer jobs. If you can handle file writing confidently, you're already one step closer to writing professional-grade Java code. And that's it, you've just learned how to write files in Java using FileWriter. It may seem simple now, but this is a foundational skill you'll build on over and over again. In upcoming lessons, we'll explore more advanced methods like BufferedWriter and PrintWriter to make file writing even more powerful. If you found this helpful, don't stop here. Try writing your own files, experiment with different paths, and handle various exceptions. The more you practice this, the more confident you'll be in real-world Java development. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.